Stewart.
How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you. Stewart Margolis runs our commercial division, our commercial team. Thank you very much for sitting in on this one. We've been working together for some time now and getting some good success, and we seem to be growing and growing and growing in the commercial department. So thank you very much for that. I was going to ask if you'd do a little bit of information about your history in the commercial world.
Cool. Yeah, so I started off my career at the Business Design Centre in Upper Street, where I started off, believe it or not, as a trainee manager. I worked in the accounts department first of all, and I've got to say that probably gave me the best grounding I ever had, because what I had to do was prepare the management accounts.
Okay.
So doing that for 12 months taught me how to collate the figures and understand about and how to read accounts.
Okay.
And I think for me, when I look at things now, like looking at profit and loss and everything like that, I understand it.
You can analyse it.
I can analyse it, and I think that's really, really important. So that was a really good stepping stone. From there, back in the day, I started on the showroom side of the business, and just to give you a bit of background at the BDC, it was very much contract interiors dominated. Okay. So the whole idea was that if you had an office, a house, a hotel, a restaurant, a bar, you could come and source everything under one roof. So you could get your lighting, your carpets, your furniture, absolutely everything, your cladding. So it's a really good concept.
Yeah.
But back in the early 90s, late 80s, there was a recession, and they were losing a company a week. And when that building has 125 showrooms and it's half empty, it's hard work. So what we've done, we used to have to walk people around a certain way so they didn't see the empty units and just try and let them.
Brilliant.
And we slightly shifted the way it worked there, because what we turned around and said, well, let's not all put our eggs in one basket, just having contract interiors.
No, of course.
But let's get anything you need, i.e. an architect's practice, a design practice, audio-visual company, whatever you need, let's get them in. And I aim to get the market leaders in all industries. Yeah. The core still being the contract interiors market. That was still your core, probably 50-60% of that was that. And within a space of about a year and a half, filled it up, capacity. Full capacity. And I took the rent roll there from £1 million, and when I left 3.5-4 years ago, it was 7.5 million. Wow. So that was quite ironic. But sorry, I was just going to say what I was going to say. I got with most of the market leaders. So all the market leaders, that was the good thing for me. I could pick up the phone to Vitra. I could pick up the phone to Ideal Standard, which is now Armitage Shanks and Ideal Standard together. I picked the phone up to Guzzini. The MDs would always talk to me, which is good, and that's still the case.
Brilliant. Well, we've noticed that in the names and the businesses that we're working with now, which is just phenomenal. I mean, some of these people that I've been seeing in development side of things, that and now we're dealing with them directly, which is phenomenal. The other thing I was going to say I didn't mean to jump in front of you. There was I just got excited because I thought about it. But when I was an estate agent out in Hertfordshire, I used to go to Islington to see what the estate agents in Islington were doing, and this was probably late 90s, and it always seemed that Islington was like the design capital. Yeah. And places like Clerkenwell obviously still are, very much so in terms of product design and certainly interior design. And I think that's starting to now shift, and that brings me on nicely to a deal that you've been involved with quite recently with a big furniture brand that are going into Shoreditch, which we're hoping would see a lot more.
Yeah. What's happened? So you're right what you say. I think back in the day, Islington, the design centre, was one of the catalysts
like
for. Was one of the catalysts for it. And we had some really major players in there. Then Clerkenwell come on board, and then what happened in Clerkenwell? Vitra took a showroom in Clerkenwell 20 odd years ago. Yeah. And Vitra are the number one furniture company in the world by country mile. They're privately owned. They're a Swiss company, £2 billion company. But Vitra are the only, which always makes me laugh. During Clerkenwell Design Week, the only showroom that shuts, they don't want people there. Right? that shows you what they're like.
Yeah.
But everyone follows Vitra, and everyone tries to get them. So what happened was a circular come around to me, which I saw Vitra looking for a new showroom in Clerkenwell. Now, knowing Vitra's product and knowing the company, I've been out to their showrooms in Milan, showrooms in New York to see what they do, and even showrooms in Switzerland. They require a special building. It's not just a normal building, it has to be something special. And one of my clients had the tram shed, which was a restaurant, which was the Hicks and Damien Hirst restaurant, which was which is closed down, and he was looking to see what to do. I mentioned to him that Vitra are looking. I said, listen, I know they're looking for Clerkenwell, but I know it's special. They will come to Shoreditch, I promise you. He said, Stuart, I collect Vitra furniture, which was great. So this is no word of a lie. This is how it happened. I picked the phone up. I sent an email to the agent who was acting on it, and I said, got the building, but it's not in Clerkenwell. He come and put, are you interested? He come back, where is it? I said, Shoreditch. He said, what is it? I said, Tramshed. That was on the Monday. On the Tuesday, the marketing director come over to see the Tramshed. They went to see it, absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
On the Wednesday, the European managing director came in to see it on the Wednesday, absolutely loved it. And then on the Friday, we had a live link up on Zoom with the owners. And they walked round and took pictures and everything. She knew the building because she's been there before to the restaurant, even though she's vegan.
Oh, right.
Which is great. Yeah, so she's been there before. And on the Monday, deal agreed. And I'm pleased to say it got completed last week. Fantastic. So really, and that is going to be a game changer. Now, what I can see happening here is that the contract interiors market, if you go along Clerkenwell now, a lot of showrooms are shut. Especially on Clerkenwell Road.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So where you were getting £60 a square foot for rents there, that's probably dropping to 30 to 40. And I tell you, it's going to happen in Shoreditch where it's going to go to £60 a foot, and everyone is going to be there because Vitra's there. That's what I can see.
And we're involved in that.
We're involved in it. And
that's phenomenal.
And it's about land banking for us now.
Well, and the thing that, when we started talking, the thing that really got me excited about what you do is what you did on Essex Road, which is actually placemaking.
Yeah.
I am a massive believer in placemaking. I've worked with some amazing developers, Ballymore being one of them, who I believe are phenomenal at placemaking for development, in that they, really understand how to build a community, how to grow an area. I'm from an area of regeneration. I grew up in the industry in Canary Wharf, which obviously has transformed, and East London generally, which is like a different world to what it was like 20 years ago. But it was that I saw in you, and I just thought, I need to work with this guy, because we talk on the same hymn sheet,
Yeah.
And
100%. And what I would say is, it's really interesting. Actually, I'm going to go one step back, because I work with a client, a particular brand called Homeboy Bar, which is in Essex Road. And for them to open a bar in Essex Road, they've done really well. They're three Irish lads who have got a bar in New York, Dublin, and this is their London. And they want to roll out this brand called Bottle Cocktail. So they asked me to have a look for them. We went to Mare Street. Now, I was brought up in Hackney. I know it really well. And they pedestrianised Mare Street. But when you go along Mare Street, it's really sad, actually, because all you've got is vape shop, phone shop, Mars shop, vape shop, phone shop, Mars shop.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, the agents are to blame. What they're trying to do is fill up the space just to get the landlord money. And I don't agree with that. So what I looked at Essex Road, and at Essex Road, I had a brilliant starting point, because I had Steve Hatt Fishmongers, which is a famous fishmongers. Yeah. He's a great guy, Steve Hatt. He sold it out now to a management buyout, but he only used to employ unemployed kids from Islington, which I love. He done that. Great. Next to that, you've got Elliot Butchers, which is a great butcher. So you've got a great fishmonger, great butcher, and you had Planet Organic. So you're starting from a strong starting point, but not enough footfall. Off the back of it, we've now got Gourmet Boulanger, Neil's Yard Dairy, a new individual coffee roaster, a new Italian deli, a new organic supermarket has gone in there, and off the back of it, I think we're going to get 3 more shops along there, which I'm just waiting for confirmation from. So once you've got that, that is now better in Upper Street, because you've got these independents down there. What I've done for the landlords, the rent started at £20 a foot, now they're 35, 40, right? So that's improved. You've got an area now where people can come and buy all their produce from one particular space. It's got a lovely vibe about it, and everyone's saying that little patch of Essex Road is better than Upper Street, is where you've got all the main brands. And that's how I try to work. And everything I do, I look at that. I sit back and I look at 3 things. I look at the tenant, I look at the landlord, and I look at the local community, and making sure that we deliver something there. I wouldn't just stick anyone in there. I wouldn't put a Starbucks in it. It's wrong.
No.
And I wouldn't do that.
And plus the fact, it's a benefit to the local community, because that has built a place. So actually, that will increase the values of the commercial and the residential property, because people will want to be living in that area.
Exactly right, and you're right. And you look at a development like in the residential development, if you've got a Tesco's or a Sainsbury's below, or you've got a Waitrose or an M&S, the values are always going to be more with a Waitrose and M&S. Right. That's right, and it makes a big difference as well. So that happens for the area.
Yeah, and I was always told, and you know, obviously from us talking, it become prevalent more and more that if there's a Waitrose or an M&S and a coffee shop. Yeah. In close proximity, your values are up by 15 to 20%.
You're exactly right, and that's what we was told. And when I've worked on developments and tried and done the commercial developments in a particular one, and sat down with the agents and they said, please, can you get these better brands in there? Yeah. And if you can get that, I mean, we got Cineworld, and they got Cineworld, Marks and Spencers, and Gym Boxes, your anchor tenants. And that gives value to the flats above.
And now we're being asked to look at other things. I mean, we got invited to look at a whole shopping centre the other day, right. Which is going to be a really interesting one for us, and we can understand exactly who we need to get in there as an anchor tenant to then build around it and invite local community people to come in and look at it and see if there's something that they can introduce us to people as well.
Exactly right. So and that's quite exciting. So I'm really looking forward to working on that.
Brilliant. And we've got a great future ahead, and thank you very much so far for all your. One thing I do on all of these is I ask for my team to sort of tell us something about themselves that no one else would know.
Okay. Right. So just to give you a bit of background, when I left school, I was a professional footballer for 5 years. Played for Southend United and Norwich City, and then I played in the Vauxhall Conference, which is the Vanarama League now, which is the national league. That's one below the Football League for 15 years. Right. And then I got involved in non-league management, Enfield Town, Leighton, Ware, Waltham Abbey, so manage those as well. Which is
like the areas that I grew up in. Yeah. So done that. Amazing. Yeah. So after the match in Southend, was it all in tots?
Oh, you're 100% right. That's exactly right.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Stuart, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Speak to you soon.
Cheers. Brilliant.
Ciao.